Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are going to be getting into the full moon reading for the sign of Gemini. Now the full moon is this November 12th, coming up very shortly. And we are in the waxing period right now where the moon is getting bigger and bigger. This 5 to 6 day period before, and then the full moon, and then the kind of 5 to 6 day period afterwards when the moon is waning. This whole entire period generally is considered part of the vibe of the full moon. Of course, on November 12th, the energy will be at its highest. And during full moons, we do have a heightened level of energy, a heightened level of interaction. Energies become available to us to use, right? To use in a very dynamic and forward way, right? As opposed to the new moon, which is a time of contemplating, laying the foundations, the groundwork, coming up with ideas. Sowing seeds happen during the new moon, right? Things that you want to start or begin, and during the full moon, you act on it and you act out some of the practical steps towards manifesting those dreams. And so this full moon, November 12th, is going to be in Taurus, Gemini, and we're going to pull out your animal spirit. Now, your animal spirit, it's just to give us an idea of what extra energies you may or may not be resonating with during this full moon period, which I say again, it was about November 5th, 6th to probably about November 16th or 17th, okay? We have the owl. Oh, Gemini, this is really, really beautiful air energy, Gemini. So definitely compatible with your general vibe, right? With your air sort of elemental nature. But the owl is a strong card for manifesting abundance and wisdom, right? The owl is associated with bringing in luck, with bringing in treasure and abundance, and also with wisdom, in the sense that when the owl is at play, good luck happens. Wealth comes in, abundance comes in, but not even so much just wealth, but treasures, right? Treasures, things that you value. So it could be financial, could also be spiritual, right? This is, the owl brings with it blessings of, in the material and spiritual blessings as well. But it also has the wisdom so that, for instance, when spiritual blessings come in, the ego doesn't kick in, right? You accept them and you receive them. You don't immediately use them as a springboard to now be, the self-appointed counselor or advisor for the world, right? That's when the ego gets involved, right? But the spiritual blessings come in for you, or the financial blessings come in and you just accept them, and you don't necessarily do crazy shit like suddenly now spending all your money or investing or greedy things, right? Trying to get even more than what you have and going down. You're very wise about the blessings that come in and how you use them. You don't waste it, right? You don't waste it, and you certainly maintain your humility, right? And your sense of humbleness in the face of all of this beautiful abundance and blessings that come in. So the owl is a really, really nice card for that. Let me straighten out my camera just a little bit. I can't stand it when the camera is out of focus. All right, so let's get right into your simplified Celtic spread for this full moon period, Gemini. Very nice energy, owl. I do love to see that come in. And it just means that this full moon period, for a lot of you, the animal spirit around you will be very conducive to progressive action happening, to whatever it is you're doing, bringing in good results, right? Bringing in reaffirmations that you're on the right track. All right, Gemini. And I want to say this last week's reading that you had as well was really full of a lot of good news in the area of fame and fortune, in the area of career, goals for yourself, right? It's been a really good vibe lately for Gemini, and I'm going to say I think Gemini is going to have a very, very nice full moon. And these next couple of months of abundance that are coming in with the astrological aspects are going to be, I think, very good for Geminis in general, or Gemini energy, depending on where that energy is in your chart. Sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or Mars. So we have at the center the paranormal. Interesting. So this is an extra card that is part of this beautiful creatures deck. And it's quite interesting. It's not part of the traditional tarot spread, but it's quite interesting. And of course, I'll get into it. You have that paranormal curiosity card covered with Queen of Pentacles, which is ambition. And this card has been coming out so far for a couple of the full moon readings. Temperance, which is, of course, Sagittarius energy, and Ace of Cups. Right? That's your conscious, unconscious. And this period right now you come into with a Six of Pentacles, which is generosity. And you have Seven of Wands. All right. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's get right into the Gemini. The paranormal is an extra card. It's one of these bonus cards that we call a bonus card, really, in a deck that the creator of the deck has put in addition to the traditional cards, right? So some decks do this, not all decks do it, but nowadays it's a common thing to have the deck sort of creator add their own one or two cards to the traditional deck, and this one is the paranormal and curiosity. So it talks about a heightened sense of interest in paranormal activities, occult activities, wanting to get into magic more or explore that side, maybe herbology, maybe candle magic. And really, honestly, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you believe in terms of what other people do, right? But if for those of us out there, you know, who are into this kind of thing, you may be studying witchcraft, right? And you may be studying, for instance, esoteric areas, tarot reading, rune reading, crystal healing, Reiki. All of these things are part of the esoteric community, right? Field of theory or philosophy, right? And it is part of the paranormal. And ultimately, it's a healthy curiosity in the things that are unseen and unknown, because actually we already know that we live in a world that is really incredible, right? Just reality alone is incredible. And I think for some of us, we're very open to the idea that so much is happening around us that we really don't comprehend or understand. And so to have an open mind and to have a sense of curiosity about all things in life is really, really beautiful and really helpful. Now, you're covered with a Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to say for some of you, you may either have a tarot reading or palm reading or something that brings in a very good outcome, right? You have a really good reading in that area. It may give you some actual advice. Some of you may be doing business or beginning to get into this field as a career, right? And either way, you're having a Queen of Pentacles, which is ambition. So there's a lot of energy you're putting into this area of your life, Gemini. You may, and it's funny that it's Queen of Pentacles, because that's a sort of really kind of material, ambitious way of wanting to manifest this. And so this is why I feel this is going to involve some kind of esoteric business or some type of esoteric store or service or something that you want to do in that field that is going to that you want to manifest, right? As something that is a career agenda, or something that brings in financial abundance in some kind of way, right? So that's very good. This is going to, but with this owl energy, this is coming in. Also with the wisdom that the owl brings, this is very nice because you stay very, very grounded in this area as well. Temperance and Ace of Cups. So you're being very tempered this full moon period. So you really have a great sense of control of yourself. You're practicing a lot of moderation, right? You're not allowing outside factors or people to influence your decisions, which is very nice and controlled, right? 14, Temperance, is Sagittarian energy. The first four is the Emperor, and remember, the Emperor is the leader of men, right? Temperance is when you are the leader of yourself, when you control yourself, when you have ultimate authority of yourself, and you're not swayed in any way by any outside influences. That is Temperance, and you have an Ace of Cups in your unconscious. So there's a sense of new love, right? Fondness, affection coming in. So yeah, this period right now, Gemini, some of you are being very, very careful, very calculated, but in the back of your mind, there is a new love interest, and I think you're hoping to manifest this love interest in some way as well. It could be that you may be going to get, like I say, as an aside, this could be very well something that you have sown seeds in, because we talk about the full moon reading being a time where you're taking steps to manifest something you desire. So I feel like I said before, this could very well be some kind of business or something for you, a career move. But you could also be going, this full moon period, you may be having just an interaction with this area of life. You may go see a palm reader, or you may come to a tarot reading or something of that nature, and it gives you some insight on your love situation or your financial and ambitious situation, because you're seeking advice. But honestly, I feel like that is more like an aside for some of you. Really, I think this is definitely for a Gemini out there who is really firmly getting into that side of life, and with a real desire to make it part of your life in some way, right? Now, the energy you come into right now with the waxing of the moon as it becomes full is 6 of Pentacles, and the waning as you come out of the full moon is going to be 7 of Wands, and you come in with a real sense of generosity. So again, you may be going out, you may be with this here, and this Queen of Pentacles and the ambition, you may be doing some kind of counseling or therapy yourself. You may already be in this field, and so this period now you may be called upon to provide your services. If you are, for instance, a Reiki healer or a reader or something of that nature, this 6 of Pentacles indicates that right now you are being very generous with yourself and your services, right? Because you can be. 6 of Pentacles also indicates a nice level of financial stability, so you can be generous, right? So you're not struggling, right? So, but you're also really in a space where you want to give back. And again, this could very well be the opening of a center or a healing center, right? In this way, it may be a nonprofit, right? Even though Queen of Pentacles talks about making money and having abundance, abundance doesn't always have to mean money, right? Queen of Pentacles is ambition. And it can still be that your ambition is to open up a center where you provide sort of, nonprofit, a nonprofit center where you provide these kind of services, right? Reiki healing, or alternative sort of disciplines, right? Maybe even teaching those disciplines, right? Whatever the case may be, but there's definitely a charitable and a generous sort of nature tied to this. And of course, you come out this period with a 7 of Wands. So if this is the case, if this is the kind of scenario you're in, 7 of Wands indicates bravery, and that makes a lot of sense, because I want to say for some of you, this is going to be a new idea, right? And it may be met with something like, oh, well, how can I put it? Not everybody's going to get this idea, right? Not everybody's going to understand it. Not everybody's going to get on board with it, but you believe in it, right? And again, I want to say it's a really interesting mix of alternative slash occulty slash esoteric, whatever it is you're getting into. But you will come out this period having to really stand up for your beliefs, right? Having to stand your ground. 7 of Wands is bravery and coming up with creative solutions also. Remember, wands are creation, and they're not a weapon like swords, right? So when we talk about wands and when we talk about fighting or fighting obstacles, we talk about doing it in a creative way. So you come up with very creative solutions, and that's part of being brave and taking on the world, because not everybody's going to understand your vision. But the owl comes in with blessings and wisdom right? And it promises that this objective or this path that you are on, Gemini, is going to be one that is fruitful. It's going to be one that brings in affirmation. It brings in abundance, reaffirmations. Things work out for this. It works. It happens, right? The blessings are there. It's a very nice reading. All right, it's a very nice reading. And like I say, this Ace of Cups in the back of your mind, there is a love interest, but it's a new love. It's a love for something new. It could be also not even so much a relationship, but suddenly a fondness growing between you and someone else where there wasn't so much fondness perhaps, or so you weren't so close, right? Again, you're really tempering yourself during this period. And I think more than anything, you're really on the case with something. Queen of Pentacles is ambition. And so right now, one of the things that you're really feeling more than anything is ambitious. All right, Gemini, this is your reading. Trying to keep it short and sweet. This is your full moon reading for November 12th for the period before and after the waxing and the waning. This moon is in Taurus, and Taurus is an earth sign and a sign that is about productivity, but it is also a sign that is about beauty, right? Understanding beauty and wanting to have beauty in all things. And so for those of you who are trying to manifest something in the material world, like a business or an idea or something like that, it's certainly going to be something that is aesthetically pleasing, that is beautiful. It may even be very sensual. You may even be in sort of alternative intimate relations or sex, right? You know what I mean? Like it may be you may be doing an alternative sort of sex store, occult, whatever the case may be. This is real edgy stuff, right? And that's all I'm saying, Gemini. It can be edgy stuff, but stay strong because the ideas that you have are strong. Ambition is on board, and the owl promises to bring in luck and wisdom and blessings. All right, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. But for right now, I'm just going to say have a wonderful full moon, and don't forget to come back for the new moon on November 26th. Bye-bye now.